Hello, this is John Spencer with Spencer Properties. When buying a home, there are many potential pitfalls that you can run into throughout that process. Today, we're going to discuss 12 of the most common pitfalls. We call those the dirty dozen. One of the first pitfalls you can run into are age-specific problems, such as polybutylene piping, aluminum wiring, stone or masonite siding, underground storage tanks, and many others. The second potential pitfall is unpermitted space. These are things where you need to look for items such as doorways that have weather stripping around the side. You might want to consider looking in places like it might be on the third floor or an attic, possibly down in a basement, things that may have not have been done by the original contractor. The third potential pitfalls are structural issues. Things that you want to look for on structural issues are cracks in the foundation, typically a quarter of an inch or greater. Sometimes if you look closely at a house, sometimes you may have to get down on your hands and knees, is looking for uneven or bowed floors. The fourth potential pitfall is flood zones or riparian buffers, which really just means something related to water. Check your local geographic information system, which is public information. We call that GIS, and typically you can find that type of information there to help you out. The fifth potential pitfall are one of two things, either privately maintained roads or proposed road projects. The sixth potential pitfall are impervious surface limitations, which really just comes down to how much water the ground can absorb on your property. However, this really is only involved if you're in a watershed area. The seventh potential pitfall are easements or encroachments, which means that you really just need to be on the watch to see if other folks are using your property. The eighth potential pitfall is when you are buying a house from a seller who has to bring proceeds to the closing because they're upside down on their mortgage. Number 9 are wells and septic systems. With wells, you just want to make sure that there's no contaminants in your water. For a septic system, you just want to make sure that the system is permitted for the correct number of bedrooms in the house and also that you've got the proper layout. The 10th potential pitfall are water leaks or drainage issues. For water leaks, you want to check for staining possibly in the ceilings or in the walls. For drainage issues, you want to check for standing water in the yard or check for dampness in the crawl space. The 11th potential pitfall are HOAs, homeowners associations. First, when you check with your HOA, you want to check with potential restrictions on items that may be important to you. Items such as, can you have a home office? Are there fencing issues? Are certain pets restricted? Is a commercial vehicle allowed to be parked in the driveway? And secondly, check with the HOA to ensure that there's no outstanding assessments or lawsuits and that they're financially sound. 12th and final potential pitfall that you want to check before buying a potential home are things involving the lot or the location of the actual property. Things you may want to check may involve with what is the crime like in that area? What is the air traffic noise like? Is there any local developments that may be planned for either adjacent or nearby the property? And these are just a few of the items that you should really check. We've only skimmed the surface. There's many other potential issues that you could run into. We want you to know at Spencer Properties, we have dedicated ourselves to protecting you in the purchase of your next new home.